So I'm a very strong believer in life happens for us and not to us. So my life journey, I mean, born in Klerksdorp, a little bit in Rustenburg, then was in Woodbank. I did the last bit of my school and then high school in Bronkhorstspruit, and then decided when I'm going to finish matric, I'm definitely going to Pretoria or somewhere where it's a little bit bigger and doesn't feel like I'm on the farm all the time. And for me, from a very young age, I've always been an entrepreneur. I was kind of a little bit odd in my family. I loved making money and finding new opportunities, and I loved doing sports, and I loved studying, and I loved maths. And for my family, it was a little bit of an odd number. And also could not, my dream was always to become a doctor. So that was not the possibility at that stage, but then decided, okay, let me just spread my wings. Let's see where I'll be able to go. So my journey really started off very basic, really struggling and making a lot of really stupid decisions. And I think with everything that's happened and all the lessons I've learned, whether it was own businesses and being an entrepreneur, to point where I got very sick, my colon burst. So I was diagnosed with Crohn's disease in 2000. At that stage, I did have businesses. So I had to get rid of them, and it was a really bad date because I could not manage looking after them. I was in hospital for a very long time. And in that process, Herbalife found me. So more on health and people trying to help me to get back to normal. And it changed my health. And I saw an opportunity to help people that had the same kind of problems that I was sitting with and share my experience. And from that, I was introduced to a really healthy life and realized from a very early age, if you don't have your health, you have nothing. Sure. So that was a priority for me. And then I got to really get involved with personal development. I mean, I was in a very bad low. I was living in a garage. I was eating popcorn for main meals, and I was liquidated at that stage. So my health was now just getting back on track. And from there to be able to grow and be introduced to the Tony Robbinses of the world and the Jim Rohns, it got me hooked on knowing that you should work harder on yourself than anything. So that journey started. Herbalife really changed my life. I saw a really big part of the world and introduced me to different ways of marketing and interacting with people, but continuously working on yourself. So from having to hand out flyers at traffic lights and doing things that was totally out of my comfort zone, but through every single step, learning so much about myself, my limitations, and also knowing that education is because I always thought I had that limitation, not having an education, but through all the skills I was introduced to that I could learn from communication, emotional intelligence, all of those aspects then helped me. And I started doing training all over the world, and eventually was at a seminar at the Sandton Convention Center for Herbalife, and then the recruiters of Liqui Moly, as Liqui Moly was the first subsidiary of the mother company. They were in the audience and afterwards came to chat to me and said, there's a new brand that wants to develop in South Africa, and hearing my story and what I've been doing, what they think I'll be the ideal person to do it. So I think at that stage as well, because before that, I knew that there was something else I wanted to really impact people with. And the opportunity came on my path, knowing a direction that I wanted. I've always wanted, and I also always loved cars, but it was almost exactly what I was looking for, and it found me. So it was quite stunning. So I went to Germany. For me, it was always the same as with Herbalife. If I believed in the product, I never had to sell anything. I just shared my results, and I wanted to add value to people's lives. So if I could do exactly the same, then with if the product of Liqui Moly was the same, I could also add value to people in South Africa. So that was in a nutshell, to the point that we started with Liqui Moly. And from start, it was very difficult. It was absolutely, if I think back of it, I really want to write a book. Okay. Because it was from having, I mean, I had nobody to fall back on to explain to me how they want to do it. My biggest benefit was the skills. And then for me, always believing in a quality product and adding value. So it might take longer, but build relationships and trust. So I build it on a lot that I've learned in Herbalife. and did a lot of research. Everybody said I was crazy because in 2007, 2008, it was a recession.
Yeah.
And liquid moly is not the cheapest product in the market. And through that, it was from having to sit in a warehouse and start with nothing and go and be the delivery and the order taker and the technical support and placing the orders and moving warehouses and driving the forklift. So being able to do absolutely everything, and from there learning through mistakes, keep on improving skills to just growing a company day by day, step by step. And through that process, always making sure that I can be better than I was yesterday, and also my team develop them, that all our focus should be is not compared to anybody else, but looking at what we're doing and making sure that we are better today than what we were yesterday.
I love that. And I mean, that's an amazing story. I am a little bit jealous that you got to drive a forklift. I would really like to drive a forklift at some point.